Well, hello everybody. Happy Tuesday. This is Lisa Freeman from stampingwithlisa.com, and I'm bringing you a really quick video today because I've got to go to work pretty soon, and I've been dilly-dallying all morning long with other stuff, and I was hoping to get on here by 11, but of course it's 11:42 now, so kind of a weird time to get started, but I just wanted to get on here, so hopefully I'll be done about noon, and then I got to get ready for work, and that's always fun. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. It was absolutely beautiful here this weekend in Chesapeake, Virginia. And if you are joining me, if you're local, say hello. If you're not local, say hello and where you're from. I love having people from other places visit and watch my videos. And if you're watching on YouTube, the replay, you can also tell me where you're from. I love it when I have people from like Australia or Europe or other countries watching. So I did this fun watercolor card yesterday, and I kind of came up with a new technique that I really haven't seen anybody else do. So I wanted to show it to you and see what you think about it. And I don't know what's going on with my computer, but I can't see comments. I can tell there's people watching, but for some reason it's not showing comments. So let me try to refresh it one more time and see if that helps. But in this card, I don't know if you can see, I used that new, well, it's really not new. It was in, I think, the Holiday Mini, the mesh ribbon. I just love this, and I think it just makes such a cute little addition to a card. So I added that on here. And this is watercolor paper, and I used the Balmy Blue and the Fresh Freesia for the colors. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did it as soon as I can get this going. I don't know what's going on, but no comments are showing up. So hopefully if you're watching, it'll pop up in a minute. All right, so let me show you what we're using. We've got 3 stamp sets here. I used Welcoming Window, which is on page 15. And all I used in here was the My Sweet Friend. And then I've got Butterfly Brilliance. That's on page 106. And we're using just this butterfly right here, which is my favorite one in that no, actually, wait a minute. We're using this one. Sorry. These two are almost exactly the same, but I use these two a lot. It's really bigger than the picture is. The picture's shown 85%, so that's why I was thinking it was that one, because it's that size. But it's this one. And I cut mine apart, so they're all separate. And then we're using a new stamp set that I have just gotten called Watercolor Shapes. So these are just shapes that you can use for backgrounds. So that's what we're doing. And I'm using the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And this is some awesome watercolor paper. All right, so then for your products, paper products, we've got 5.5 by 8.5 Balmy Blue, a 4 by 5 1/4 watercolor piece of watercolor paper, and a piece of 7/8 by 2 Balmy Blue, and 3/4 by 1.5 of the watercolor paper, and that's for the words, those little pieces there. All right, still not seeing comments, so let's try one more time. I think I might have to start my computer again one of these days, and maybe that's the problem, I don't know. But we're gonna take all these off. Hopefully you got a screenshot of that. It's not too much paper to cut, so it's pretty easy. And we're gonna be doing basically everything on the white pieces, so you don't have to worry about the blue pieces too much. And we're gonna start with the Balmy Blue and the circle, and I'm gonna stick a piece of foam under here. This is my paper piercing mat. I just cut it in half. When you use the photopolymer stamp sets, you want to have some kind of cushion underneath it to help make it look better. So hey Diane, hey Susan, I can see you guys on my phone, but I don't know why it's not coming up on my, oh there we go. Okay, now it's showing. Hopefully it'll just keep showing. All right, so ink this up, and then you're going to stamp it right in the top left corner and give it a good press, because it does take a minute for the ink to sit into the watercolor. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't look really good on that, but we're gonna spritz it with water, so it's gonna spread out anyway. And then I'm gonna put one over here and one up in the corner. All right, probably should have put a scrap piece down. All right, so then we're gonna move that out of the way, and we're gonna use the little purple one the little circle one I meant with purple. So this is the little circle, and this is the fresh freesia. We're gonna do the same thing, just kind of stamp this all over wherever you've got some white areas. It doesn't matter if you overlap those. I think that's good. Maybe one more here. All right, so that looks good. And then clean that off. All right, so now we've got it all stamped. So what we're gonna do is spritz it with water. So I've got a mat here, and I got this from Amazon. And it was just a silicone mat, and it came like 4 or 5 in a pack for like 10 bucks. And I put the link in the description box last time I used it. So I'll put it in the link in the description box in this video too on YouTube. So it's just a little silicone mat, and it's great for anything that's going to be messy. So this is just water. I just put some water in a little spritz bottle, and I'm just going to spray it a few times because you want that water to kind of make your ink bleed a little bit. And then you can kind of move it around because I wanted it to kind of drip like all over. And you can put some more water if you want it more drippy, more wet. It does take a little while to dry, so I did one ahead of time so I could just show you how I did this and then let it dry. You can dry it if you're in a hurry. You can use the heat tool, the embossing gun, but it just makes a really pretty background. So you just keep on doing that, and then you're going to let it dry, and then you will get this really pretty background. So I'm just going to set that aside. I've got a paper towel somewhere. Here we go. And if it's dripping, you can just dab it off, but I'm just going to let that sit over on the side somewhere. All right, so we're done with this now, and you can wipe that off too, but I don't have another paper towel, so we're just going to set it on the floor. All right, so I'm going to pull out the one that I already did yesterday. So this one's totally dry. It does get warped just a little bit, but you can kind of flatten it out. Just kind of mess with it just a little bit, and it'll flatten back out. All right, so now what I'm going to do is stamp my butterfly in Memento Black. So, oops. There we go. Get this out of the way so I don't accidentally use the wrong ink pad. All right, so you're going to ink this up really good. Watercolor paper is just a little bit harder to stamp on because it's so thick, and the ink doesn't set in as well. So you got to hold it just a minute. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Deborah. All right, I don't know why my comments are not coming through still. I can see it on my phone, but not on my screen. Let me refresh one more time and see. So aggravating. Technology is good and bad. Hey, Melinda from Illinois. Is it cold there, or is it warming up for summer? All right, we're going to do that again in the next circle. And one more time in the bottom circle. And you want them kind of going different ways. So I did this one to the left, this one to the right. I'll do this one kind of straight a little bit. And so there you go. And if you want to do a little teeny one right there, you can, just kind of on the edge. All right, so I messed up my brand new piece of paper. I put a new Hostess code up here. So just in case you want to order something, I would love it. And, oh, I got to do the words too. So that's the Hostess code for June. This is my website, stampingwithlisa.com. I would love to have you as a customer, and I always send out some really nice gifts for orders. And the more you order, the nicer your gift is. So I would love to have you as a customer. And we're going to do the words next, which are on this little teeny tiny piece of white. And let me see if I can find them. Here they go. Sometimes they're hiding. And we're going to put that on the left side of our watercolor paper. Hopefully you can see that. And then put the lid on that so we don't mess it up anymore. All right, so now we're going to color with the Wink of Stella. So I've got 2 blocks here. These are just clear blocks, and I'm going to put some ink on them. So I'm just taking my ink pad. I've already used this side, so I'm going to kind of just put it on that side. So there's some blue ink. Can you see it? Good. And then we're going to put some of the Fresh Freesia ink on the other one. So I'm just going to put some ink on there. So this is just an easy way to color. You can, if you want to, smash your pad and then use the lid, which I do a lot, but I thought for this it'd be easier, and I don't really want to get Wink of Stella in my pad, so I just thought it would be easier to do it that way. So I'm going to start with a Fresh Freesia. I'm going to squeeze some Wink of Stella right onto, oh, this one's almost empty. I probably should have grabbed another one. All right, come on. It's coming. I see a bubble. This one is almost empty. Let me get another one. I go through them so fast because I love Wink of Stella. All right, so here we go. All right, so you're just going to combine your Wink of Stella with your, so use it kind of like water. You can see it all sparkly on there. So I'm just going to color my butterflies. I'm going to start in the middle with the purple. Let me put it up higher so you can see it. And hopefully you can see all that glitter and the purple coming through. I'll hold it up so hopefully you can see that shimmery stuff. Oh, hey Debbie. I'm having to crane my neck up to see my phone because I don't know why it's not coming through. Can you guys see the sparkle on here? So it's doing the Wink of Stella and coloring at the same time. So we're watercoloring with Wink of Stella instead of water. So I'm just doing the center of every butterfly with this purple. And then I'm going to go back and do the outer edge with the blue. And it's really not hard at all. I mean, the color in the Wink of Stella is so soft and beautiful that it really does the work for you, because it's just, I wish you could see this up close and personal. It is just absolutely gorgeous. That sparkle is amazing. Hopefully you can see that. It just never looks as good on the camera as it does in person. And I hate that because I'm sitting here saying, oh my gosh, look at that sparkle. And then I go back and look at the video. I'm like, oh, you can't even see the sparkle. But it is, trust me, shimmering everywhere. And if you want more ink, you can always add more ink, or you could use your refill if you want it even darker. I just like it from the pad because then it's not so dark. And I just love this technique. I have never seen anybody else do it like this. And I was just thinking when I was coloring yesterday, I was going to use the aqua painter and water. And I thought, well, I wonder if I could just use Wink of Stella and make it all glittery at the same time. What would happen? And it came out so cool. I was like, oh, I got to do a video. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. Then I'm going to go back and do the blue. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. Okay, so now I've got all the purple done. So I'm just going to wipe that on my paper towel and then start with the blue one. So you can just save this for later. It'll dry a little bit, but if you have a couple of them to do, you can just save it. All right, so I'm going to squeeze a little bit of Wink of Stella on the blue and mix it up. And then start coloring again. So we're going to start with the, oh my gosh, look how pretty that came out. Oh, love it. And it already is blue in the background, but this is just going to give it some shimmer on top and add just a little bit more color. And I just love it. And I can't see your comments. Oh, okay. Diane says she really loves this. Hold on, let me refresh it again so it'll come back on my, I don't know why when I refresh it, it'll come back, but it's not like instantly putting them up here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, love this idea with Wink of Stella. Thank you, Melinda. You missed the first few minutes. Is the shape set? Yes, it's the, what is it called? Watercolor Shapes, Susan. Love it. I just got it and just opened it yesterday. And you kind of have to play with it a little bit. The first, it works much better if your ink pad is not juicy. When I did it with the juicy pad, it did not come out very well. But if I used it with a pad that was Not as juicy. It came out great. So it is better. It's like one of those distinctive kind of stamps. You really don't want your pad to be juicy. So you can always take like a bone folder or, you know, a spoon or something and scoop the color to one side so it's less juicy, which is what I did. But for this thing, it's, you know, watercoloring it, so it's going to move it around anyway. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And this is, oh my gosh, I just love, this is like my favorite technique I think I've ever done. I love it. I think I'm going to do this for technique class maybe, because it's just coming out so pretty. All right, so hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, you guys can see all of that glimmer and shimmer and sparkle. Can you guys see that? I can't see the comments. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I just want to throw my computer across the room. I don't know why it's just not refreshing on its own, like automatically. I have to keep clicking it. But hopefully it will go. All right, so can I see the sparkle on the thing? Will this technique work on cardstock? You have to have watercolor paper, I think. Oh, okay, you can see it, good. I can see the sparkle on there, so hopefully you can see it too. No, you have to have watercolor paper because we're watercoloring. Oh, actually, you know what? You could probably do the technique on regular paper, but the spraying the water, you would have to have watercolor paper because it would ruin regular paper. But just the coloring with the Wink of Stella, I think would be fine on regular paper. So I'm just doing it on a model. Maybe I'll do that, try it and see how it works. But so that's my butterflies, which are absolutely beautiful now. And then what I'm going to do is take some more of this ink on the Wink of Stella pen, and I'm going to tap it. So I'm going to get some blue sparkles. Oh my gosh, this is like crazy. Let me squeeze more in here. I'm just messing around now because I didn't do this on the original one. So let me get some blue Wink of Stella sparkles. Oh, I just found a new favorite thing to do. Oh my gosh. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. Well, you can probably see my whole desk is sparkling now. Let's get some more. This is beautiful. Can you see it? I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I just created a new favorite technique. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go make some more of these. I made a mess. I'm sparkling all over. All right, so there we go. Now we're gonna put it together, and we're gonna also add some ribbon and some of this mesh stuff, and I'm gonna show you a little trick with that. All right, so what I'm gonna do with this ribbon, and I really need to let this dry for a second so it doesn't smear. Let me do my words real quick. So I got my words here. I'm going to cut a little arrow here and make a little banner. And then I'm going to glue it down onto the blue piece. And we're going to do another arrow on that after I glue it down. So I cut this at 7/8 instead of, oh look, I got some little splatter on there too. Some little blue sparkles. I cut this at 7/8. Usually I do 1/4 of an inch. So this would be 3/4 of an inch. This would be 1 inch, but it was too much blue showing. So I cut it down. All right, now we're just going to trim this up the middle and from the sides just to give it a little bit of a edge here. There we go. That's a little bit crooked, but that's all right. We do have a little punch that does that. I don't know why I didn't think of that first, because that would have worked. Oh, guess what I just found out today? Chick-fil-A has peach milkshakes for the summer. So I might have to switch from my frosty lemonade to a peach milkshake. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I don't think there's much at Chick-fil-A I don't like, but the milkshakes are definitely one of my favorites. And that frosty lemonade, I've had several of you guys send me a message that you tried it and loved it. So I'm so glad I got you hooked on something new. All right, so this should be dry by now with all my sparkles. I really wish you guys could see how beautiful it looks in person. Let's see if I can see comments. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start right in the middle with our, this is the white baker's twine. And I'm going to wrap it around like 3 times and tie it on the front. And I kind of want these to crisscross a little bit. So let me maneuver it a little bit and see if I can get it to crisscross. All right, let's cut that. So we're just going to cut it and tie a knot. And there you go. All right, so then what we're going to do, I don't want these all straight across. Let's see if we can just crisscross one over top of the other one. I meant to do that while I was doing it. It's harder once you do this. So try and crisscross it while you're actually wrapping it, and it might be easier. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Now I got it crisscrossed. All right, so we've got it right here in the middle, and I need to move this over just a little bit. All right, so we've got our little tie in the middle. Let's spread these out just a little bit. All right, so now what I want to do is take this, which is 2 pieces of the mesh metallic ribbon, and tie a knot here. Get that out of the way. Tie a little knot, and then take another one and tie it the opposite direction. And you can cut this in half before you do it. I like cutting it after just because it's harder to work with more pieces than you have to. So then you get it on here. So you've got all this like fluffy ribbon, and we're just going to trim it all down a little bit. So trim that. Trim the little white one. Oops. And then I slice it right up the middle. You don't have to do this, but I kind of think it gives it more like fluffiness if you do. And sticks, you know, makes it kind of, I don't know, just more fluffy. All right, so trim all these and then slice this up the middle to give it more volume. More volume, I guess that's what I'm looking for. So now you have this fluffy little bow poofing out of there. And if you don't want to cover your butterfly up, you can kind of slide it up or down a little bit. I think I just left it. Well, I do want to put pearls on this butterfly, so I'm going to slide it up just a little bit. And you could put any kind of ribbon you want on there. I just thought the white baker's twine looked pretty with that little fluffy metallic one. All right, so I got a big old mess on my table. We're going to use some green glue to glue it down. And I'm just going to put extra around the edge because it is a little bit warped just from being wet. So we want it to lay flat. And just hold that just a minute. And I don't have an exciting story to tell today. I did have 2 dates over the weekend with the same guy that I've been seeing. He's really, really nice. And we're having a great time. So I'm enjoying that. All right, so that should be good and glued down. Now we're going to put some, oh, you know what I forgot? I was going to do a little bit of blending brush, but that's okay. It kind of came out where it's enough in the background. I don't need to do it too much, but if you wanted to do some of the blue in the background, it's kind of hard now that I put all the glitter and stuff on it, but if you wanted to put a little bit, you could just kind of swirl a little bit on there like that and give it a little bit more color. But I think mine pretty much has enough just because my color bled from the circles on there. So I was gonna do that, but I really don't need to. All right, so now we're gonna do pearls. So we've got our pearls, and I went ahead and colored some, and I've got some with the dark fresh freesia that I colored. And I think I did 4 of these. And I love using the pearls in different colors. So you can put them wherever you want to. I think I did one on the words here. And then one at the top. And one here on the side. And then I wanted some pearls on the butterflies. And I just used the plain ones. I didn't color these. So I put a couple on each butterfly just to give the butterfly a little bit more bling because, oops, that's a purple one. Because the butterfly is so gorgeous, he needs to be even more gorgeous. Actually, it's probably a girl butterfly because it's pink and blue or purple. I don't know. This is kind of purple pink. It's hard to tell. Mix of pink and purple. All right, so there you go. So now we've got all the pearls on there. And I think that is pretty much it. What do you guys think of that card? Let me see, refresh my screen so I can see. Again, I don't know why they're not coming through. I think I'm gonna shut my computer off, turn it back on. Maybe that'll fix it, I don't know. That seems to usually fix everything. Because usually the comments will come through. Okay, let's see. Thank you guys, beautiful. Oh, Melinda, now you have to try the peach shake. Oh yes, oh yes. They are so good. And it's peach picking time here in Chesapeake. So I'm gonna go peach picking maybe this week or next week, I don't know. Get some peaches and make my own peach jam. All right, so I'm so glad you guys joined me today. And those are the two cards, the original one and the one I made. Remember, if you want to win one of these cards, all you have to do is leave a comment here or on YouTube. So if you're watching the replay on YouTube, just leave a comment there. You can always order anytime, stampingwithlisa.com. Make sure you check for my name on there, Lisa Freeman. That's the host code, QWRYH6E2. And also, make sure you don't forget to leave comments, like, share, hit the bell if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then you'll be notified every time I do a video. And here's one last shot at that sparkle on this card before I say goodbye. Can you see it? It's so gorgeous. I love it, love it, love it. All right, you guys have an awesome day. I have to go to work in about an hour or so. So I have just enough time to jump in the shower and get ready. But you guys enjoy your day and happy stamping. I hope you try this card at home if you have all these stamps. If not, just go ahead and order from me and I'll be happy to get them for you. Or just go online, you can do it yourself. But you guys have a great day and I will be back soon with another video. Bye-bye.